In these unprecedented times, the entire world has come to a halt due to the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, and the football season has been suspended indefinitely since March. However, in this virtual off-season, clubs will look to evaluate their current squads, identify the transfer targets, and plan for the upcoming season. Here is how Manchester United could potentially line up in the 2020-21 season. Formation 4-2-3-1. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has used this formation for the majority of his United career and will most likely continue to do so next season. David De Gea has had a disappointing couple of seasons at United since his horrid 2018 World Cup, but is still in the conversation for being one of the best shot stoppers in football. He signed a bumper contract in 2019 that keeps him at the club till 2023. However, Dean Henderson has had a stellar year at Sheffield United, and if not loaned out again, he'll be breathing down De Gea's neck next season to secure the number one spot at United. Luke Shaw has been one of the most divisive figures at Old Trafford in recent times, and once again a mixture of injuries and poor form have stagnated his progress. For the last 2 seasons he's had a good run of games in the team and has shown glimpses of the player we envisaged him to be when he joined as an 18-year-old. United may want to strengthen this position, but due to more important priorities and limited funds in this window, they may look to address this position at a later date. Harry Maguire signed for a world record fee of £80 million from Leicester City last summer and has eased into life at the Theatre of Dreams. With Maguire at the back, United have significantly improved from a defensive standpoint as they've kept 8 clean sheets so far this season, but more importantly, they've looked far more sound defensively. His ability to read the game and play out from the back significantly adds value to the team. Partnering him would be the Ivorian Eric Bailly. Since signing in 2016, Bailly's time at United has been plagued with injuries, but there have been plenty of signs of promise. When fit, Bailly's performances have been immense and he's looked like the best centre-back at the club at times. He's only made 2 league appearances this season, but by the time next season starts, he would have had enough time to get back to 100% and show his true potential. At right back, and one of the contenders for United's player of the season, is Aaron Wan-Bissaka. He joined the Red Devils last summer from Crystal Palace and has been a beacon of consistency and brilliance amid United's frustrating season. He's completed the 2nd most tackles in the Premier League this season, being virtually unbeatable in one-on-one situations, and has seemingly ended the Red Devils' long-term search for a natural right back. Fred has been one of the unsung heroes for United this season after a poor first year in Manchester. He's now settled into life in the Premier League and put together a string of good performances and cemented his place in the middle of the park. As Matich is entering the twilight of his career, United are monitoring the market for a pure number 6, and the likes of Thomas Partey, Declan Rice and Dennis Zakaria have been linked, but it is unlikely the club will sign anyone in the number 6 position this summer. Joining him in United's midfield is World Cup winner and arguably Manchester United's best outfield player, Paul Pogba. It's no secret that Pogba wishes to leave Manchester, and his agent Mino Raiola seems to be orchestrating a transfer. COVID-19, however, has put a spanner in the works, as it is unlikely that teams can afford to sign Pogba this summer, and pulling off a swap deal for him would be improbable. As the Frenchman is most likely to stay for another season, we could see Manchester United postponing or even ending their pursuit of bringing in their long-term transfer target, Jack Grealish. When he wants to, Pogba has the capability to be one of the top players in football and can control the entire flow of the game. The partnership of Fred and Pogba could work like France's World Cup winning midfield pivot of Kante and Pogba, with Fred breaking up the attacks and moving the ball on to Paul Pogba. At the number 10 role is February's Premier League Player of the Month and Manchester United's new signing, Bruno Fernandes. The Portuguese signed for £55 million from Sporting and has hit the ground running with 2 goals and 3 assists so far. Such was his impact that he was nominated to be in BBC Sport's Premier League Team of the Season, despite only playing 5 games. He will be the driving force behind United's midfield with his creativity and will look to continue his stellar form into the next season. The season of 2019-20 has seen the rise of Marcus Rashford. It looks like he's finally found his best position at left wing, just behind the striker, and has been the main man for United this season. Before his injury, Rashford had 19 goals and 5 assists in 31 appearances this season, making it the most prolific season of his career. At 22, he has the world at his feet and is one of the most promising youngsters in football today. Ever since Jadon Sancho started making waves in Germany, he was always destined to return back to England. Manchester United are one team who can currently afford him, as they aren't as dependent on the broadcast and matchday revenues as their rivals. We believe Jadon Sancho is the star signing United will be looking to make this summer in the bid to vastly improve their team, while others struggle to do so. He will add trickery, pace and directness to this side and make United's front three one of the most explosive and dynamic young trios in Europe. Up front in the striker role is Anthony Martial. After spending some time on the wing, it seems like the number 9 position was made for Anthony Martial, and he's finally found his place in the team. The biggest problem with the Frenchman seems to be his consistency. There are days where he's world class and on the others where he's anonymous. Just before the break, Martial was in red hot form, scoring 4 goals in 6 games, and the number 9 will look to continue where he left off next season. It's highly likely that Dean Henderson will be loaned out again next season to continue his progress, so Romero, who has been one of the best backup goalkeepers in the world over the years, will continue to do so for another year. Victor Lindelof will be the backup centre-back, but could face competition from youngster Axel Tuanzebe for this spot if he manages to stay fit next season. Two-footed Brandon Williams would provide backup for both the full-back spots. Matich and McTominay will add depth to the centre of the park. Dan James could prove to be a lethal weapon for Solskjaer to bring off the bench and terrorise tired defences. Reports are suggesting that Shanghai Shenhua are not willing to extend Ighalo's loan, and Manchester United are reluctant to sign him on a permanent basis. Hence, we could see an end to Ighalo's dream run at the club. United splurging huge transfer fees on players like Moussa Dembele to be the backup option seems unrealistic and improbable in this situation, which would provide a great opportunity for Mason Greenwood to become the backup for Anthony Martial and take his game to the next level. Lee Grant, Axel Tuanzebe, Diego Dalot, Juan Mata and Andres Pereira would be further down the pecking order. Jones, Rojo, Smalling and Sanchez are all likely to be moved on, but finding clubs willing to take on their overpaid contracts will be very difficult. Jesse Lingard too seems to be heading to the exit after he appointed Mino Raiola as his agent. Academy products such as James Garner, Dylan Levitt, Tahith Chong, Tevin Mengi and Ethan Laird could be fully integrated in the first team squad next season if not loaned out. Angel Gomez could be one of these players if the club sort out his contract. And there you have it. This is how we think United will line up for the 2020-21 season in the Premier League. So what do you think? Get your comments in below the video. Thank you for watching. Please like the video, share and subscribe, and we'll be back again soon.